They go play action here on first down. Dancing to his left. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Hey, gotta go.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Early down stuff's to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Now they'll run it on the toss. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. On second down, here's Trubisky. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. So 3rd and 2, and I count 6 defensive backs out there.
Lock in.
Trubisky will throw. Throw left side, taken in by Meredith. And he is going to lose yardage here. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And he's going to be taken down right at about the 15-yard line. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now back to throw. Able to find Deion Kane, complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 44-yard line. A big play that time for Jacksonville. And even... So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
No, check, Patriot!
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And connecting here with DJ Shark. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A good pickup there, a 22.
Leopard! Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
Fournette, a first down carry. Uses the spin. Open space inside the 10. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And now we'll get a timeout. Looks like we've got on his status when we get back. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Get it to him running left. And this is not going to do it as he stopped at the 2-yard line. Call it no.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Stonewalled on 2nd down. Now let's see what they can do on 3rd and goal from the 2. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. And Lambeau will put this one through. And the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive stalls out, but the field goal does get them the first points of the night.
And 3 points, not to be underestimated. How about this, right? You're on the road. You're under the lights. National television audience. This is not a dress rehearsal, partner. This is for real. And a pretty nice opening statement.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Falcons now. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. There for the tackle, the former Wisconsin Badger, Leon Jacobs.
Right, didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Lock in, lock in. Hey, gotta go, gotta go.
They'll go option to the short side. He gives it up. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Tackle that time by Ronnie Harrison.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive.
Red, up. Hey, gotta go, gotta go.
They go play action. Trubisky. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It's a gain of 5, and it'll be 4th down. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Flushed out right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Tech McKinley in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And down he'll go at the 25. They do get 18, but even that won't be quite enough. It's 4th down. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 1st and 10 inside their own 20-yard line. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Let's go.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big play on the ground there. It goes for 36 yards.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground.
Lock in, lock in.
And they'll run it here. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
18, 18. Hey, gotta go, gotta go. Motion, motion, motion. Advance up.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Wide open receiver complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. They give them a gain of 37.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Back to throw now on 1st down. He'll get this over to Westbrook. It's complete. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And a solid run down inside the 30. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets them into a 3rd and 1 situation.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And they'll go on the ground. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
On every snap, a defense is trying to establish who they are, but on 3rd and short, that's really when you put it out there and tell people who you are, and that's exactly what they did. For the offense, they're looking at their offensive line and saying, guys, where are you? We need you on those plays.
So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. We got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And here now come the Falcons. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Right back to him on 1st down. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. Two minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. The Falcons on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7.
Hands up. Gotta go. Gotta go. Lock in. Hands up.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. The Falcons send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Jags. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10.
Detroit!
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And this will be incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they had incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw here. Being chased out left. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Falcons say they have it. They do.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes if they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback. They've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
A first chance in the red zone for the Falcons now. They've got a 1st and goal to go at the 7. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons are in for 6. And they're glad they drew up the counter.
And a lot of times what you're trying to do is just simply get the defense moving in one direction. It doesn't take much. Even one step's enough. Get them going in one direction and then cut back against the grain and let your running back finish it off and get the work done.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and that will make this a 4-point game. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Jaguars getting set to go. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
No, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he completes it to Westbrook. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
A good pick up there of 20 yards. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Shark's got it left side. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun! 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 All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll look to throw now on first down. He's going to look deep down the field. Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. DJ Chark, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jags are able to cash in for 6. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10.
Gotta go, gotta go.
Now a play fake here on first down. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. It's Trubisky again. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. The Falcons on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Lock in.
Off the play fake. Here's Trubisky. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. The Falcons send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Jaguars out on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll look to throw here. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Tack McKinley in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Pulled in at the 24. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Gotta go. Move.
Play action. It's Trubisky. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
From the gun on third down, it's Trubisky. Now he'll escape to his left. And the third down pass falls incomplete. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, there's a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, deep ball, short ball, and that was a deep one there. They're making plays on the football, contesting everything.
Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Trying to get the run game going. This is Fournette. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. The 30. The 20. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. 97 yards. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he will take this one all the way back inside the 35-yard line.
It's the third quarter, and they're down on the scoreboard. And while no one wants to hit the panic button just yet, points are a necessity on this drive. What a great way to get set up.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On 1st down, Trubisky. And this one is incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Now they try the right side here. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Miles Jack there to make the tackle.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Trubisky will throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dante Fowler. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. They'll set up to throw. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
The punt team on now as this one's sent away. Taken from just outside the 30. Oh, he sheds himself free. A terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Cameron Meredith, his first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons have cut it to within a score. The fly route works for the TD Graham.
And you know the receivers love to say, if we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
Santos out now. He'll kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession, and that was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
He'll look to throw. Thomas has got it, complete. He finds an opening past the 40, and he takes it all the way up to the 47. A good pickup there, a 22.
Nice idea, nice concept there. Line him up on the left side of the formation, let him sneak his way across, coming back underneath, put it in his hands, let him get a few more yards after the catch, too.
Great way to utilize a tight end on the drag route. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or two shy of midfield.
Well, Brandon, there's no question who they're going to look to on 3rd and long, but you can bet this defense knows that as well, so they've got him blanketed downfield. And this ball winds up being intercepted.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Trubisky. And a little floater there is incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
Lock in.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It's a pickup of 4, but they're still a yard short here with 4th down, forthcoming.
When a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned, all the other guys making sure they're in the right spot, and on that play, they were able to stop them short of a 1st down.
And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And that's going to tie things at 20. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game and you look at the backgrounds of these kickers? It's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Throw left side on target to Kane. Complete. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Now back to throw. And that is incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll set up a throw. Open man right side is Sharp. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
Detroit!
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Over the middle, hauled in by Sharp. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. They'll drop to throw. Forced out to his left. He rifles one that's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Point after, right down the middle. Back now here on EA Sports, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Detroit! Detroit! Hot!
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
Looking to throw Trubisky on first down. Buying time to his left. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Trubisky. Now he's forced out left. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for third down.
I like his thought process and his ability to move and get downfield. But what I didn't like was the final decision, to go out of bounds. They want to keep the clock moving. Instead, they give the defense an extra timeout.
The Falcons on third down. It has been a disaster. 0 for 8 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Lock in, lock in.
Now they'll run it on the toss. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
And his kick is indeed good. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a 2-score game. His 3rd field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, you get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now have a little bit of a margin of error, don't you?
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Looking to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. The Jaguars on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Back to throw. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. And a nice gain at 21 yards. Back like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
All right, now, look at
From
56.
Falcon territory
Lucky 56.
now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47.
All right, here we go.
Back to throw here. He'll get this over to Westbrook. It's complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Catch here, left side, Thomas. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Watch it now, Barney, Barney!
On 3rd down, it's Grant. Only a pickup of 2, but that's all they needed for the first. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
1st down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. The open man is Westbrook. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
Back 99 Philly, here we go! Watch it now, Barney, Barney! Watch it now, Barney, Barney! All right, now, lucky 56, lucky 56!
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And Wilson has it. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They come out here in the eye. He's going to get it running right. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Jaguars have cut it back within a score. And he knocks it through. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you've got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Watch him now, Barney, Barney. Single. Check safety.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Well, that'll get them the first down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant. Now a whistle and a timeout defensively. Trying to stop it, and they do with 2 seconds to go prior to the 2-minute warning. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Option. That's their fullback. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. And the play clock running very low, so Dan Quinn decides to call for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
Lock in.
And indeed, they will keep it on the ground. And not only will he not get the few inches he needs, he's going to go backwards. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. This is where you learn a lot about rookie quarterbacks. How can they run that 2-minute drill? We're about to find out.
Yeah, and for them, it's not just proving it to guys like you and me watching the game and trying to beat a defense. It's proving it to their teammates that they can have the confidence in them when they line up in these situations.
The Jaguars on third down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. First down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Jags are moving quickly in the hurry-up. He's back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected for the second week?
And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for Atlanta, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Tennessee Titans.